The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers.
Excuse me, taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, I need to know a lot more about Islam and Muslim, and I'm going to be talking to some guests who are experts. Some of them are Muslim themselves, but have a wide eye to what the hell is going on. There is this praying in the street and stopping traffic, putting the mat down, pointing to Allah. It's happening all over the country. It's fine in a mosque, but why are you doing it on the street, and why are you stopping traffic? Something tells me this is not about prayer. This is about power. This is about a display of power. This is about invaders. This is about taking over. This is about trying to change this country in fundamental and unknown ways that are dangerous. You can't do that. I don't want anybody doing that, by the way. I don't want Christians doing that. I don't want Jews doing that. You can't take over a street, really, for any purpose, other than a block party, and you got to apply for a permit, 6 months in advance. Maybe a parade, and again, you got to apply for that, right? And the community, we're all good with that, right? But to spontaneously put down your rugs, kneel down, and pray, I don't care who you are, that's illegal. It's not beautiful. And some people are pointing this out. This is like an invasion. And the stuff that you hear in the streets, it's like, wow. Dearborn, Michigan, Patterson, New Jersey, and Brooklyn, New York. I'm looking this happening in Brooklyn, New York, another one up in the Bronx. Why would anybody do that? What is the real agenda? Did you see AOC speak at the Eid celebration? The Eid celebration. There are local public schools that now recognize Eid, E-I-D, which is some Muslim thing. Sorry, I'm unaware of its implications, ramifications, its significance or lack thereof. I do know about the Christmas significance, and relevance. I also know in certain school districts, they do not even acknowledge it on their calendar, but they are with this Muslim stuff. Now, that isn't by accident. That's a couple of things going on. It's cute, it's stylish, it's fashionable, it's woke, it's hip, it's, oh, look at us, embracing what you think is the new thing, the new way to look cool, but you have no idea, some of you have no idea what you're signing up for, and some of you do, and some of you signed up a long time ago. Hey, it's really interesting to hear. I guess Tallarico, that little prickly little guy, in Texas is realizing that this is not going to be a cakewalk. All right. Some real press is actually starting to get through to him. He's apologizing for the weirdo statements he made over the past, 15 years, especially over the past 2 years. You know what must be fun? Running for office. Getting on and off of vehicles, planes, interviews, rallies. I never see these guys in an office. I never see these guys unloading a truck. I never see these guys moving furniture. Every day is different when you're running for office. No wonder why Curtis wanted to run so bad. No wonder why these guys, right? It's fun. It beats working. And oh, by the way, with the money on the table, there's money to be made. There are consultants to hire. There's foundations to build. There's a campaign war chest that you can use if you don't spend it all for your next campaign or your next foundation. Maybe I shouldn't work. Maybe I should run for office. I got to tell you, that has crossed my mind, running for Chuck Schumer's seat. How would I do it? How would I live? How would I, what about income and what about work and all that stuff? Because you got to take a year off. Now, I don't know how you do that. It looks like you either have to be very rich or very corrupt. Now, I do hear that there is a way you can pay yourself a salary, but that's hardly ever done because those who do it, the fake news blows them up, especially if you're a Republican. You can't do that. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way. You know, if you're going to raise millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it takes millions of dollars to run a statewide race, and you are going into, I don't know. I mean, you can't work a regular job while you're doing that. Is that okay? I don't know. It's one of the many reasons why I probably won't. And some jerk will run who has no real clear plan to win, just wants to get in and out of vehicles and drive around and go to little forums and feel like an important person for 9 months. That's what we usually get. We call them the sacrificial lamb. We've had 2 or 3 in a row running for the U.S. Senate, maybe even 5 or 6. The last statewide Republican who ran a credible race was Lee Zeldin. Who was the guy before that? You know, there are all these guys, they're perennial office runners. They just wait for the next gig, wait for the next tap on the shoulder. Hey, a couple of other things here. I like the E. Jean Carroll stuff, that she's being exposed for the fraud and the criminal that she is. Not enough people are aware of Louis Lyman, though. No, not Louis Lyman. Louis Lyman is actually okay. He's fine. I have no beef with him. I like that guy. It's Judge Louis Kaplan I got the beef with. Kaplan, Kaplan, a Clinton appointee who let that mangy mutt into his courtroom, E. Jean Carroll. I tell you what, Alan Dershowitz, where would America be without Alan Dershowitz, for crying out loud? Cut 14, please. Cut 14. This guy has been great on everything. And when Donald Trump got lawfared, you need a man like Alan Dershowitz. There should have been, but there should be about 10,000 Alan Dershowitz. Unfortunately, there's only one. And fortunately, there's Alan. Cut 14, please.
Actual videotape which shows how he was while he was president, and I think the American public has the right to see that.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to get it out,
I agree with you. I agree. Everybody has the right to see it.
Just claim that Biden talked about Epstein. Then they'll say, turn it out, put it out, get it out there. If it's about Epstein, you put everything out. Remember, they put out every deposition on Epstein, every private email, every secret. But suddenly when the president of the United States is deposed in a formal legal proceeding, that somehow can't be disclosed to the public. That's absurd. So in the end, they will come out. I guarantee you we will see him humbling and bumbling. And you know, probably everybody will be disappointed. He's not as bad as people say he is, and he's not as good as his supporters say he is. It'll be somewhere in between. But it'll be interesting to see the president of the United States on videotape, answering hard questions. That's the right of the American public.
All right. He's talking about the deposition that he gave into the classified documents. I read the transcript. He is pretty bad. And we're going to see that, and we're going to see him lying. And that will be interesting. That is important. And now that the President Trump holds the key to the Department of Justice, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Now, the other thing that happened when Donald Trump got deposed, that was everybody. We all saw it. Not much happened. He's a pretty good witness, actually. He knows how to be deposed. There's a way to be deposed. You answer the question. You don't volunteer anything that you don't have to volunteer. You have to be candid, but you don't have to be too candid. It's an interesting dance. It's an interesting dance. Now, at times, President Trump violated all those rules, insulting the attorneys and stuff like that, and saying that he did not find them sexually attractive and stuff like that. I mean, he had a right to do it. And if you're in there for 8 hours, you will get angry from time to time. Hey, I want to go back to the ICE detention facility. You ever wonder why these ICE guys keep their faces masked? Well, all you got to do is put a picture of a person online, and you send it into images or you send it into AI, and you'll get, in reasonable time, you'll have an idea of who that person was. Facial ID. It's very, very common now. And you'll hear a guy at the one of these Antifa maniacs. He gets a glimpse of an ICE guy and takes a picture of him. And listen to what he says. He's seen his face. He has a picture of the face, and listen to what he's going to do with that. This is right outside the ICE facility. There's pushing and shoving going on, and you're going to hear a maniac boast about what he's going to do with the picture he has of an ICE agent's face. Go ahead.
You are face all day.
Put your, my boy.
I have your face, mother. You're dead. Dead.
Voice to back up and put your stick down, because I'm about that life. You say, come on.
I have your face.
Right? Yeah, small now. Put your stick down. Tell your voice to back up. I'm about that life, my boy.
I'm a veteran. Hey, don't tell me I'm a veteran. It doesn't matter anymore. That thing, that's a scam. Oh, what do we call it again? What do I call it? Perfectly PTSD. Perfectly typical stuff that happens during the day. Okay? PTSD is a great big myth that's been exploited. You guessed it, for money. Big pharma, and to some degree, some veterans I know. You know, it's very alluring. It's very seductive to be a victim. There's something about it. There's just something. People feel sorry for you. You can feel sorry for yourself. It opens a lot of doors to a lot of dead ends, though. That's the thing. Hey, Karen Bass is the mayor of Los Angeles, facing a competitive re-election. Go Spencer Pratt. Go Spencer Pratt. Spencer, the reality star. I don't care what he did. I don't care how a man makes his business. It doesn't matter to me how a man makes his living. Godfather. Spencer Pratt points out the following on X. When I was in my 20s, I was on a TV show. When Karen Bass was in her 20s, she was training in terrorist tactics and guerrilla warfare with communists in Cuba. Back when the LA Times was still in LA and used to tell the truth. And under that is a Los Angeles Times story from Monday, November 28th, 1983. And plaintiff Karen Bass, according to a 1973 intelligence document provided to the Times, traveled to Cuba with the 6th contingent of the Vecerramos Brigade. The brigade trains revolutionary-prone Americans in terrorist tactics and guerrilla warfare while claiming to harvest sugar cane. Bass, characterized as a brigade leader, returned from Cuba to the USA, bringing back propaganda literature, the document noted, without citing the source of this information. It's interesting. It's like a timepiece going all the way back to 1983. Wow. That's she was affiliated with a terrorist group. Then again, she is a black woman. And we're not supposed to talk about those things. The LA Times, that's back when it was normal. You'd have been late if it was normal. Give me 1 second, all right? Be right back.